You know, there's only one problem with bear canisters. You can't put them near water or cliff edges, right?
That's correct.
Do you know why that is?
Accidents happen all the time.
That. All right, guys, welcome back to All Things Outdoors. We're going to talk about food storage on the trail. And I'm lucky enough I got Sparky down with me this weekend. We got this big golf tournament coming up. So we decided to kind of collaborate and get a few things going and look at a couple different options when it comes to food storage on the trail. First off, let's take a look at the BV450. One of the options that, and actually you have one right there. Let's take a look at that. So one of the options that we have and we use to where some parks don't allow bear bags. You have to use a bear canister. So in terms of bear canister, it's 2 pounds, 1 ounce, about 440 cubic inches. And when I was looking at a lot of reviews online, I had a hard time comprehending how big 440 cubic inches was. I can squeeze enough food for 4 days in that thing. However, it does get a little tight, but how does it fit in comparison to your backpack? Let's take a look. I've got an Exos 48 here. We're going to shove it in. All right, that's all the way at the bottom, and on the Exos 48, you can see where the line is. It does take up quite a bit of space. So one negative to the BV450, even though some parks may require you to have a similar canister of this style, is that it does take up a lot of space. It's not the most ultralight, would you say?
Yes. Yes.
Not the most ultralight option. So one benefit to the BV450 is it's strong enough, you can stand on it, or you could actually use it as a stool. So that is a dual purpose within that aspect.
You know, I don't use one of these myself, but if you're looking for something that is very durable, I do recommend one of these.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Pretty good option. You brought one with you. Can you show me your sack?
It's Ursack, yes.
Oh, Ursack. My bad. Ursack.
Yes. I'd be happy to show you it.
Okay, all right, awesome. Well, you grab your sack, your Ursack, and then come back and we'll take a look at that.
All right. So this is the one I use, Ursack. It's actually really nice, and Jeremy will let you know what it is and break it down.
Awesome. Yeah, it is pronounced Ursack, but I've heard it called Ursack a lot. It is spelled U-R-S-A-C-K. If the founder of this version has a lot of videos on YouTube on how to actually tie some of the knots, and you find it very helpful. But it's actually a Kevlar-based bear bag. And as you know, Kevlar obviously makes bulletproof vests for the military, police officers, etc. So it is a very strong material, and in fact, that's what helps this be such an effective bear bag, is that it's so strong that the bear's teeth, rodents' teeth, anything with sharp teeth, period, can't gnaw through this bag. But it weighs 7.6 ounces. It's a 650 cubic inches, which tends to be about, what, 10.7 liters, roughly. And it's a very effective bag. I really like it a lot. But how it works, when you put your food in the bag, it actually has these holes on the opposite side here that you would run your strings across the bag. And that helps cinch the bags up to where nothing can get inside. One of the most important steps in this is making sure you pull on each side of the rope, really cinching up the bag so that there are absolutely no gaps. Now, it is going to be water resistant, but it's not going to be waterproof. The big reason that you want to cinch it up, you don't want anything to be able to get inside rodent-wise as far as this bag. Once you do that, then you're going to tie a double overhanded knot. 2 times over the right, 2 times, and then cinch it down. Now, that seals the bag. Okay, once you have it cinched up and sealed up, a lot of people may go and put this around a tree trunk. One of the things I did notice that's recommended by this company is to not hang it from a tree trunk, but to hang it from a branch so it's hanging straight down. So that way the animal can pull on it from the tree branch and not get it all the way down to the ground. A figure 8 knot was proposed in pretty much the preference to that, because it actually makes it easier to get unhooked if something does pull on it and tighten up that knot. Figure 8s are usually easier to untie. However, any type of knot will work. You just come up around the bottom, wrap it around the top, and this is your preference of knot, isn't it, Sparky? Just make a loop, pull it through, and pull it tight.
Yep, that's the one I use.
So, and then nothing can get it down. All right, guys, welcome to option number 3, food storage on the trail. One of my personal favorites to use, simple dry bag or stuff sack. Doesn't really matter which one. I don't worry about my food that's already in waterproof bags getting wet. So great thing about this is it's cheap. You can usually find these things under $10. Pick any size you want for any length of trip that you need. But they're not exactly bear proof. So how do we do that? One of the things that I like to do is hang it from a tree under a style called Pct Hang. And that's where we just take our dry bag or stuff sack and we use some Zing It or any type of cordage that you want with a carabiner. So within that carabiner, we're going to toss that carabiner over that branch, and then we're going to use it to hang this bag in a certain way. So Sparky's going to go ahead and toss that over the branch. There we go. Okay, ready? It's not coming down, is it?
No.
Okay, hey, try one more time. Let's see if we can get it. Sometimes they're a little difficult. You know, they are pretty light. Yeah, it's not really working that easy with just the carabiner. I mean, maybe if we had like a, I don't know, something with some weight on it.
A little bit of weight helps, yes.
Yes.
You can use pretty much anything if it's...
Maybe a rock or a stick. If you had the perfect rock, you could probably
Look what I found!
The perfect rock.
A little bit of weight goes a long way with these.
So you just shoved it in the carabiner there. So is it going to stay?
Yeah, it'll stay.
Nice. Now you can use a little stuff sack as well, load it up with some rocks, and then hook that if you happen to have one. But let's say you don't have that. We'll just go ahead and shove that rock. All you need is just to get that line down to a manageable length to where you can get a hold of it. Perfect. Look at that.
There it is.
Awesome. Okay. So that's how we get the line over. Now let's take a look at how we hang the bag.
Now one question I have, Jeremy, is does it matter what bag you use for this hang?
No, actually you can use like Ursack or Ursack. You can use that one. You could use a dry bag. You can use a stuff sack. Any type of bag that you can hang from a tree will work. I really don't, because the great thing about it is when it's in the middle of that line, it's safe from about anything that could get to it. So what we're going to do here, we're going to hang this bag using the style called PCT. And all we need is just a stick off the ground, some line, and then a carabiner. The cool thing about it is you can go and drop your line. It's ready to go. Go do all your camp chores, have your meals, and then at the end of the day, come back to the line and then hang your bag. It's ready to go. So that's one of the first things we do is we spot a good place when we get to a campsite, figure out where we're going to drop our line, drop it, then go do our camp chores, then at the end of the day, hang our bags. So we're going to hang the stuff sack on the carabiner. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hook the carabiner across that line. So now our line's running right through the carabiner. We're going to take the bag all the way up as high as we can get it. Okay? Then I'm going to make a loop, all right? And then I'm going to raise the loop to the top so that your line runs down the middle of that loop. Then I'm going to take the stick and thread it. So the loop is on the back side and your line that runs down through the middle is on the inside, and pull it tight. That is going to be your stopper. So that's basically what you want to catch on the carabiner, and that's what keeps your bag suspended. So you want to do that as high as you can get it. So when we lower it, it sticks on that carabiner and it's not coming through the line. And then obviously bears don't have thumbs, so they can't exactly pull on the line. But even if something does pull on it, it's only going to go so high, and then it's going to stick. And then that's how you PCT hang. Simple enough, right?
Yeah. So as we're talking about the bear storage, I'm going to demonstrate packing some of this stuff. And right now I have a different variety right now. I have a 1-serving Mountain House, 2-serving Mountain House, and then I have my favorite Packet Gourmet here. Not sponsored by them by any chance, but I do love them. But the easiness of how to prep and pack some of this stuff. Now, what I do normally is I will actually take these out of the packaging themselves and get like freezer bags because I can condense them down. Sometimes these bags, yes, they are dehydrated. Yes, they are airtight, sealed, and waterproof, but they're very bulky. There's a lot of extra space. And you'll see as I'm packing in here, Jeremy was talking about this bear canister, you know, it will hold the food very well. It's just very difficult sometimes to pack it and get everything in there that you want just because of the bulkiness and, you know, it's space that you're limited to. So
it actually is advertised to be 4 days, correct?
Correct. It is 4 days, but right now, this is 9 meals I have with me right now. And you can see, you know, I can do a lot better job if I take it out of the bag. You know, this is a backpacker's one. You know, and I might be able to cram some more in there, but then, you know, you're not very organized. It's not really, you know, easy to get into, and you know, I don't know about you, but I like to make sure I set my days up where I want certain meals for certain days or certain breakfasts and vice versa. So it is very good, but that's one of the reasons I don't use it, because it is bulky and it is very hard to organize and plan it. Now, for me, when I use the Ursack, you know, I can put stuff in here all day long. Now, I still put it in the freezer bags just because I like to save on some of the space and you know, being able to pack it in my backpack as well. But you know, you can put these meals in there all day long, and there's plenty of space in these bags, even in the stuff bags. You know, that's the 9. I can put in 10, 11. Well, I still have more room. There's plenty of room to still, and that's not even compressing or taking anything out of it. And then that's when you seal it up and hang it from a tree, or you could put it in the lighter weight stuff sack that Jeremy uses, and he has even more space than I have.
I'm a bigger guy. I need more food.
And it's just as easy. So, you know, it's really nice, very lightweight. And easier to use, and that's where we favor this method of the bags versus the container. Now, some parks do require certain containers. Luckily, the Ursacks pass that qualification. That's all of that. You can see there's plenty of space in there, but you have to make sure you're checking with your local parks or campgrounds to make sure, depending on where they're at or what kind of wildlife they have, to make sure you're up to their codes and standards. But
yeah, I believe that not Ursack, but Ursack. Ursack has on their website the approved parks, and I believe that list keeps growing every year. So more and more parks are becoming accustomed to them and actually preferring that method.
Yeah, before it was just canisters. That's all you could. But now they're opening up to more other methods and alternatives, which is really nice. So
awesome. So there you go, guys. I hope that helps. So there's 3 different options in storing your food on the trail. So be sure to like, subscribe, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to add them to the bottom. So thanks again for watching All Things Outdoors.